Good afternoon. My name is Greg Kickox, President of the Osceola Chamber of Commerce. And today we have invited those who have stepped up to run for this year's elections in the village of Osceola. As a reminder, the polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday, April 2nd. And this year is the first year the elections will be held at the new Discovery Center. The Osceola Chamber of Commerce represents over 150 businesses and 200 employees from the Osceola area. Our interests are mainly about creating an environment where businesses can grow and thrive. And as a Main Street community, we believe it is important to preserve the character of our small town as well as the quality of the life we experience here. The questions I'm about to ask are then naturally focused on business and a thriving and vibrant downtown and industrial park. This afternoon we have incumbent Van Burch, who is a current trustee and is up for election. So Van, thank you for joining us today.
No problem.
Appreciate it. And just have a few questions I'd like to ask you for a chance for the chamber and then the residents of Osceola to get to know you a bit better. So Van, what are your favorite places to spend time in Osceola?
Well, it depends on the season, mind you. Of course, we're not running the railroad in the wintertime, so I like to spend time there. There's a lot of good history in our area and involving the railroad. The museum, the Minnesota Rail Museum, has a really good program, and I've ridden the train several times along with my family and friends, and there's always something to learn on that train. It's really good for the tourism, and it's a pretty nostalgic trip, either to Dresser or to Marine on the St. Croix. It's an awesome, awesome event. Another place is the airport. I really enjoy that. I have an interest in aircraft, although I'm not a pilot, but I do like to look at the different aircraft that come in. And that becomes a real favorite of mine when it comes to Wheels and Wings, because that incorporates everything that this area means as far as wheels and wings. Most of it is year-round, but yet some is not due to the weather that we have. I do like the cliff areas, the Eagle Point, those things. Some of the trails are really becoming very, very nice. They've been upgraded. So besides, a few of the local restaurants are pretty decent too. Good. So that's about that.
Thank you. Van, what would you do to strengthen or grow our downtown as a healthy and thriving heart of the community?
Well, personally, I can't do much to strengthen it, but using the resources that we have, and as a board member, pointing people in the right direction. We have a great chamber director. We've got a lot of other resources. We have some business people that are assisting with information that we're getting as far as what is going to make the community grow and keep the businesses here. So as a city board member, our job as a collaborative group is to decide and make wise decisions how to keep small businesses here in this area, including the large factories. We can't forget them. They are a huge backbone. But with the multitude of small businesses we have here, Main Street is full. And the buildings are all full as we speak. That's really, really nice to see. A lot of areas are having a lot of problems with keeping those buildings full. Lots of ongoing issues. Making sure that they receive the support that they're looking for. We don't always have all the answers, but again, we do everything possible with our administration and our community groups to ensure that they will get the support. We're facing some challenges down the road. We got some construction issues going to come up down in the future in a few years from now, and we're going to have to be ready for that. We're going to have to prepare for those types of events.
Thank you. Van, what are your plans for involving residents and business owners in planning for the future of our community?
Well, the one thing in the past 2 years now since I've been on the council, one of the biggest complaints was there was a lack of communication or respect for the citizen inputs. And this includes employees of the municipality. Part of our situation is that we are working for not only the voters, the constituents, and we're working for the employees as council members. With that, we take all that information in and we use it. We have a lot of work to do in this next couple of years, as far as I'm concerned, as far as if I do get reelected on the council, to make that access, make that public access to council members even better. You know, we can be accessed on Facebook. We have our personal emails out there. We have that, and a lot of us have been in contact with citizens as far as their problems, their complaints, everything from potholes to infrastructure issues, and businesses, showing up personally to talk to businesses, and just listening to citizen inputs. It's not just the 5 minutes that they get at the beginning of a council meeting. These meetings are posted for one reason, and that's to show the public that they are more than welcome and they're invited into these council meetings. And they need to become a little bit more, I guess what I would say, comfortable about coming to a council meeting and having some dialogue with us. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. If elected, what 3 steps would you take to make our community more friendly and welcoming for businesses?
Well, there are some things that if it isn't broken, you don't fix. I talk to people when we walk down the street, and I watch reactions with people that I know who are here as tourists and who are citizens. And in a small town, fortunately, when you know most everybody, you can tell who is the tourist and who is the citizen. That interaction between our local citizen and the people who are just passing through, I've seen a lot of good communication between the two. I've been in the restaurants. Watershed is one just recently that I can think of, and there was so much interaction between everybody in that building, and we had one thing in common. We were talking about the artwork, and then we were talking about the St. Croix Riverway, St. Croix 360, and everything that's involved in that. And everybody had something to share, whether they were from out of town or into town, as to how welcome they are. And that feeling, and it's a good feeling of unity. And the other step, there's 3 steps that would be taken, is to advertise. We have to think a little bit more on diversified advertisement. We have to get out there and hit a little bit more of the metropolitan area that we live next to. We know we're not going to get anything from the deep south of the state of Wisconsin. We have to depend on revenue that's going to be coming in as tourism from the great state of Minnesota. There's no doubt of it. 25% of our revenues come on any time of the year. As far as the stores are concerned, like the hardware store and a few of the other places, 25% of that just in daily revenue comes from out of state. Mm-hmm. Now, if we could enhance that by getting together with other entities such as the city of St. Croix Falls, Village of Dresser, Taylor's Falls, Stillwater, and start collaborating and pulling together, I think that's a good step to take. Our Chamber of Commerces can get together, mm-hmm. and we could do certain things to enhance and have a special occasions like we have our town celebrations, but special occasions where all the cities become involved and we put out that best. You know, just stuff to think about. I know we can bring it in, but that's going to take a little bit of work yet.
Okay. And final question this afternoon. How can the village work more closely with civic and business leaders to address challenges in the community?
Well, part of that whole that idea is going to be based out of the Discovery Center. One thing is we went through the last 2 years was a lot of tough times for the village when we were building that. There was so much misinformation and people were misunderstanding basically what the end game of that Discovery Center was going to be. It wasn't just going to be a library, but we have a community center for the seniors. We have lots of meeting areas. We have the chamber. We have so many different entities in that building now that it's going to be like a one-stop shop. When a person comes in and they need to speak to somebody, it could be a new business owner. Obviously, he's going to start out with our administration. And our soon-to-be hopeful city or village administrator will be able to start off that ball. Our chamber, Main Street committee, all those committees are going to be able to be summoned right away to assist. That could get hooked up with the local banks, any type of issues they're going to have as far as setting the pathway to either starting a new business, or if there are challenges, we have to get in the key people involving our leadership. That includes our street department. It could be challenges with that. It could be a number of infrastructure issues that are unforeseen circumstances that come up. We just want it more accessible, so a person walks in and they're going to be able to be pointed at the right direction at the right time, and I'm hoping that works. I think it will. I think we have everything in place, and I'm sure people are going to be much more happy with the new facility and the directions that we're going to go.
Well, Van, on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. We really appreciate it. Give it a chance for the Chamber folks and those folks that might view this on Facebook, an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better. And again, a reminder that the polls are open at 7 a.m. and they close at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, April 2nd at the new Discovery Center. So again, thank you, Van, and good luck to you.
You bet, thanks.